So today is not just about celebration, but it's also to remember those that we've lost in the past, and it's a remembrance, also day of remembrance for the people we've lost, and the reality that safety is something that cannot be negotiated. Send a clear message. We have workers and people from across all sectors. We have Dr. Flores, who will be speaking, the Chief Minister, who will also be speaking, and myself. The importance, obviously, of the day. And I think it's also one of the highlights, which is Brexit, the challenges that Brexit brings, how important it is for Gibraltar, the workers and the members across all sectors in Gibraltar.
And this is a GGCA event, a few days after the event organised by Unite. You've spoken about wanting greater involvement for all unions in the events on the actual days. Have you had any further communication with Unite on that?
No, there hasn't been any communication. Like I said, look, I think I agree, obviously, in terms of the message about unity and that we should be united for the common cause. But there has to be the appetite for communication, and there has to be that appetite for conversation if there is going to be unity, from both sides, not just from one side.
And you also submitted a formal complaint to Number 6 after Workers' Memorial Day, or ahead of Workers' Memorial Day, rather. Have you had any response on that?
No, we still haven't.
Is there a presence from other unions here today?
Of course. We extended our invitation to Unite and to NASWAD. Like I said, we believe in working together. For us, it's very important, no matter what differences we might have, that is for us as union to solve and to sort out. Nevertheless, like I said, this is, I think, a very important moment, a very important day for us to use as any excuse to leave each other out of any event. Anything that has to do with something as important as this. So we've made it a point and ensured that our sister unions have been invited as well.
And how can you achieve a unity between unions when perhaps each union has a different approach to how they deal with things?
We can have different approaches, but I think one thing we have to perhaps instill in our members is that unity doesn't come from the people leading the union. Unity comes from the actual people. And what we cannot do is use the platforms of different unions to say, well, you know what, I'm not happy with, because I'm not getting what I want, not what I need, what I want in this particular union, I'm going to go to the other union, or threaten, or say, look, if I don't get this, I'll go to the other union. Because ultimately, the people are the ones that are, the members are the ones that are going to lose. Because if we look at it from the outside, any stakeholder that sees us, sees that, what are they going to do? I think it's pretty obvious. You're going to be 6 months in one place, then perhaps another 12 months in another place. Before you know it, you've been jumping unions for the next 2 or 3 years without achieving nothing. And at the end of the day, the reality is you can only blame but yourself for doing that, not the unions. Negotiations sometimes are long, they are complex, they are frustrating at the best of times, but there needs to be perseverance, and there needs to be that conviction to say, we're going to stay here, we're going to see this negotiation through.
There have been cases where members of Unite have gone to the GGCA as well.
It has been happening recently. That's the reality. I'm not going to shy away from that. There has been instances where members have jumped ship, like we said, and they said, you know what, we're going to Unite, and vice versa. Unite, they said, you know what, we're going to the GGCA. I think our role as unions is to be very clear with the members, be honest, and say, look, this is, it is our responsibility to guide members and be honest with the members and say what we can achieve and what is achievable in our opinion. We are the vehicle that drive, obviously, the mandate of the members, but nevertheless, it is our responsibility to also say and steer the members in terms of as to what is reality, what is achievable and realistic.